The RMT union has announced even more rail strikes for December, with negotiations with Network Rail failed to find a solution to the ongoing pay dispute. The new walkouts will begin at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, the worst possible time, and continue all the way through Christmas until 6 a.m. on the 27th of December. The union has said it will allow its members to vote whether to continue the strike in an electronic referendum this week, but recommend that they proceed.
Well, joining us now is the columnist for Conservative Home and GB News contributor Emily Carver. Good morning to you. I know you're presenting the briefing as well this morning.
I am, yes, please tune in.
But I want your views on this. We had Nick Gibb this morning saying that the unions are holding the country to ransom. Well, whose fault is that? Who's running the country?
Well, it does seem that way, and I think the country is divided. Some people believe that Mick Lynch has been extremely difficult and is essentially holding back progress on the railways by not negotiating or not compromising. On the other hand, people are asking why on earth has the government not fixed this already and negotiated something. Of course, you could say that it's up to Network Rail and obviously the Rail Delivery Group to do that on the government's behalf and on the public's behalf, I would argue. It's looking very difficult. There's now going to be 10 days of severe disruption of industrial action. We know that there will be the knock-on impact of that. It's highly unlikely that the trains will run to time throughout that entire period. This could ruin a lot of people's Christmases or make it extremely difficult for them to get back home for Christmas.
Yeah, and it's also worth pointing out that during that period, normally is when you do the engineering work, and we found out today 300 engineering projects will be cancelled. That's 120 million quid's worth of work down the tube. So this chaos won't end at Christmas. It will roll through into the new year, won't it?
Well, I've been arguing that I do think this strike action is becoming self-defeating. We know that the railways have lost huge amounts of money. They don't have the ticket revenues that they once had. There needs to be some compromise, and it needs to come from the likes of Mick Lynch. Now, perhaps it's good news that he's actually put this new pay offer to his union members. However, he is very much urging, not just encouraging, he's essentially telling those who are part of the trade union not to give in to this settlement.
And let's just remind everyone what the deal is that they've been offered. It's 4% over 2 years plus no mandatory redundancies during that period. A lot of people will be thinking, in the current context, that's not a bad deal.
Well, I think so. It does seem reasonable. The problem is that they aren't willing to compromise when it comes to any of the working conditions. So working on a Sunday, whether the rail drivers, for example, should be the ones to guard the trains as well on some lines, etc. It seems that they want to cling on to these archaic practices while the rest of the world, goes on and advances.
Yeah.